Hi babes, it's Avlana Fontaine. I'm your go-to YouTuber, the Manifestation Queen, and I'm here to help you on your manifesting journey. I'm here with Manifestation 101. We're going to explore what the law of assumption is and how it differs from the law of attraction. So let's get into it. The law of assumption is a powerful principle that states that whatever you assume to be true is actually the truth and shows up in your reality. It is all about believing that you already possess the thing that you desire, that your assumptions create your world. On the other hand, the law of attraction is all about believing that what you send out comes back to you energetically. This means that you need to be in a positive spirit, high vibration. You need to be happy, which can sometimes lead to toxic positivity. It is based on the idea that like attracts like. If you focus on positive thoughts, the positive things will happen. And if you focus on the negative thoughts, negative things will be attracted into your life. This is law of attraction, not assumption, just to say it again. The law of attraction uses a lot of feel it real, and it kind of feels like you just cannot be negative. But when it comes to the law of assumption, it's your assumptions that manifest. It's your thoughts that manifest, thought patterns, which means that emotion is a really big thing when it comes to the law of attraction. And emotion is nearly irrelevant when it comes to the law of assumption, making it easier in a way. Because if you're in a very low vibration, a low state, the law of attraction is saying that you cannot manifest until you fix that low vibration, while the law of assumption is telling you that you can manifest no matter how you're feeling. And of course, there's something to say about vibration. There's something to say about good feeling. There's something to say about the way you're saying things. Sorry, it's very noisy outside. You can hear the highway here. Like I said, there's something to say for it. However, the role it plays is much smaller in the law of assumption. So while both of the laws deal with manifestation, the difference lies in between how they approach the subject, right? For example, if you want to manifest a new job, the law of attraction would have you visualize this dream and feel really good about it. What would it feel like to have this dream? How would you feel walking through the office as like the CEO or whatever you want to have, right? However, the law of assumption does not care how you feel. You can feel whatever way. You can even be in desperate energy. Desperate energy, however, is a little bit of a warning feeling. That's the one feeling where I am a little bit like, be cautious. You can still manifest with desperate energy. However, the second that you let go of the desperate energy, it's going to go much smoother and faster, okay? So I wouldn't say that feelings do not matter at all. They don't matter as much. They definitely are not going to make sure that you never get what you want. That's more law of attraction type of stuff. And I did believe in the law of attraction for a long time, but I have passed that. I've not looked back to it ever since I touched the law of assumption. I heard of the law of assumption, but I didn't look into it because I thought, why would I? Law of attraction is doing wonders. It wasn't going fast for me though. It really wasn't going fast for me. I got what I wanted, but I had to wait and I had to wait and I had to feel good and I had to put a lot of pressure on myself. And I know that a lot of people experience the same thing. However, with the law of assumption, all that pressure, gone. It isn't about how I feel. It's just about consistency. keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is affirming one way or another. You don't have to do it out loud. Whatever manifestation method you choose, you're affirming in some kind of way, which is why I'm going to say affirming as a umbrella term for all types of methods that you can use. Okay, so like I said, the law of assumption only cares about the repetition. Think of it as the same concept as language learning. The more you repeat certain phrases and certain words, the more they're going to stick in your brain, in your subconscious, which is why it's very advised to, for example, watch a movie or an episode like 50 times in your target language. You see a lot of people do this on YouTube, like challenges. That has a purpose, that has effect, because it's going to latch on in your subconscious, and your subconscious is going to run this on autopilot. Suddenly you know. This is how you learned your first language too, when you were a baby. Repetition, hearing it over and over and over and over again, then saying it over and over and over again, until it's just second nature to you. This is just something you use. And this is how you got all your beliefs. All your beliefs, everything that's manifesting happened in this way. And of course, some things, especially at a later age, might have just clicked. You might have heard it and been like, yeah, this is the truth. Especially with negative things that already confirm something that is already your belief, right? Like if you have the belief that you're broke and you hear something negative about the ability of making money for someone in your class or someone in where you live or whatever, you might immediately accept this as fact because it's already a story in your subconscious and it fits that story, so it seamlessly blends in. It adds to your autopilot of the negative story. This is why repeating affirmations might be a little bit uncomfortable at first if it's a drastic difference. Let's say again, you are broke. You have been broke for the past 10 years. You cannot afford anything, you cannot go anywhere, you have to say no to everything that you get invited to. You're living a miserable existence when it comes to finances. This might be your current story, right? But you want to go to the place where you have a lot of... I got bit by a mosquito. But you want to go to a place where you have the finances, where you never have to worry about bills, where you can buy anything you want, where it feels easy, where it flows easy, where you don't have to worry about it at all. It might feel uncomfortable if you say, I am financially free. I am financially free. I am financially free. When you have that story of being broke, and your mind is going to be like, no, I'm not. I'm saying I am financially free, but there's bills like literally stacked up right there. What is this? How am I going to make myself believe this? Well, good news. You do not have to make yourself believe it. You only have to keep saying it. Because repeating it is like language learning going to stick in your brain, stick in your subconscious. Slowly over time. It's like you have this boulder, this rock, and that is your solid belief about money right now, which isn't good. I'm just using this as an example. This could be your SP or how good your grades are, anything, how good you are at languages. You have this rock, this boulder, whatever you want to call it, and this is just packed with a lot of solid limiting beliefs that you've accumulated over the past, I don't know how long you've lived, your entire life. And the first time that you're going to say, I am financially free, it's like you're tapping on it. You're just poking it. That doesn't really do anything, does it? Because it's a solid block, a solid boulder, so you're just tapping the thing. It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna move. It's not even gonna move. If you say it once and you forget about it, boulder's still there. Of course, if you already have a really good concept on like one affirmation changing your old beliefs, that might be different. But most people don't have that. Most people don't start there. So if you have the boulder, if you keep saying, I am financially free, I am financially free, I am financially free, it's like you're thinking on it a little bit harder. You're poking it a little bit harder. And your subconscious mind might be like, oh, something is moving here. It's like shaking the boulder a little bit. And in the beginning, it's not doing a lot, and it might feel uncomfortable because you're like, I'm still thinking this way. I'm still thinking this way. So you have to keep going, and you have to start chipping away at the boulder until it's not as solid anymore, and it starts to crumble a little bit. And the more you chip at it, the more it crumbles. And as it starts crumbling, your new affirmation is starting to build. And it's starting to become a boulder of its own. And at some point, this is going to be your natural belief. And that will run on autopilot. And that is what manifests this new story for you. Having that on autopilot, your mind being like, yeah, nah, of course we're financially free. Why wouldn't we be financially free? The second that your subconscious gets to that point, you're set, you're golden. But it's your job to replace those boulders. And that is why sometimes it might feel like there's a delay, or that it takes long, or that it's not working, especially if you give up, if you don't keep chipping away at the boulder. But it's actually very simple. You just have to keep chipping. You just have to keep being consistent. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Keep saying that thing, especially if it's one sentence, one specific sentence. I'm not saying you can never change it or never say something that's similar, but if you want the best results, keep the same sentence. Do it for a week or 3, and you need to start seeing results. At least movement, like decent movement towards your desire. Like a month maximum. If you don't see anything after a month, there's something in your method that you're not doing right. Maybe the consistency, or it's the affirmation that you chose. Let's say if it's something that is too long, or doesn't really do anything for you, doesn't really improve anything. It's just one, like for example, maybe you want to have your channel blow up and you want 100,000 subscribers, but you keep saying that you get more subscribers very casually. This might be really nice, and it might give you even more than 100,000, but it's also vague. Like it might also give you like 5. And of course, if you keep saying this, it's going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. But maybe for some people, I'm just saying for some people, maybe you need to focus on getting it going a little bit first so that it starts rolling. Like let's say that you want 1,000 so that you can get monetized, and then after that you can be like, I am gaining more and more and more. Or go further. If you, umbrella terms are really good, you can definitely use them. But for example, go like, I am famous. I am famous. I'm actually doing this one myself. Why am I choosing I am famous? Because I want growth. I don't want to cap myself. I don't want to be like, oh, I want 100k followers and then stop there. I do have a number in mind. It's 222,000 to be exact. Why? I don't know, came to me, liked it. It's the one I'm going with. But I'm not saying that I have 222k followers all the time. That's not my affirmation. First of all, because do you see me struggle saying that? So if I have to like repeat it over and over and over and over, I'm going to end up struggling here and there. It's not going to go as smoothly. I'm not as fast. Me saying I'm famous goes way faster. So I can keep going and I can chant it. I can script it. I can do whatever I want because I do use multiple methods just to not get bored. But I keep the affirmation the same. I keep the idea the same. When I'm doing sats, I'm picturing my channel name with 222k subscribers. However, I am chanting, I am famous, I am famous, I am famous, I am famous. And I want to get deeper into this concept in a different video because, like I said, this is a 101 series. This is just the first video. And I'm going off on a tangent because I scripted what I wanted to say in this video and I'm already saying so much more. So it's extra information, I guess. Repetition is important. And there's a lot to say about how often you need to do it. And I might actually make a video on this. I did not schedule it in my series actually. So that's going to be fun. I might do it at the end. Or I might just make a separate video that's not really part of the 101 series. However, does a lot of repetition help? Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. I have to say, all those people that are doing those Robert Millikan challenges right now and affirming a lot, that's doing wonders. Do you need to affirm like 16 hours on a day? No. Every day? Hell no. Heck no. No. No, you don't. You don't. It can be much easier. It can be much less. However, I do like using it as a boost. So what I like to do is when I start a new affirmation, when I'm like, okay, this is the affirmation that I'm doing, I like to robotically affirm, use sets, everything for multiple hours on the first day, maybe the second day, and maybe even the third day. And if I'm going really well, if I'm in high spirits and it's not a chore for me, but I'm actually excited for it, I might even do it the entire week. What is a couple of hours? 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. I might feel like 8 hours. God, maybe one day, I haven't done it yet. Maybe one day I will do 16 hours on an affirmation. I might actually do that. I've been thinking about doing that and then recording it. Maybe not use the entire thing, like edit it down, but record it at least and see how that goes. But lately I don't have 16 hours to spend, so I'm maybe in September. However, you do not need all those hours, but it's a good boost. And when you start, it's an especially good boost. Why? Because the poking, the chipping of the boulder, you're making a lot of progress on the first day, on the second day, on the third day. And after that, I just start doing it more casually. Every day, one way or another, I might talk to myself. Actually, I'm going to get into the methods in different videos. So let me just mention them. We have robotic affirmations. These are repetitive affirmations that you just say over and over until they become second nature to you. We have scripting, which involves writing down your affirmation like a story, like it already happened. Like, today, in my dream life, blah, 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 blah. Today, I saw that I had 222,000 subscribers. So I finally made it. I am there. You write that down. Another form of scripting is just repeating an affirmation like robotic affirming, but on paper, or typing it out. I do both. Then we have sats, which is state akin to sleep. You use this by visualizing a ideally short type of movie, 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, maybe even 15, but not longer than that. You lay in bed or on the couch or wherever you want to sleep. I'm not judging. You can sleep wherever you want. And you're laying down and you close your eyes and you visualize this in a loop. So you see the same thing over and over and over again, maybe with an affirmation in your mind, like I'm doing, and you fall asleep. And then when you're sleeping, your subconscious is still busy with what you were thinking about right before sleep, because that is what your subconscious does. And this helps manifest faster. Then we have visualizing in itself. You can visualize throughout the day. You can make it very elaborate. Even with normal visualization, I would say keep it short. Keep it short, sweet, straight to the point. That's gonna help you the most. It's gonna saturate it the quickest. And then we have subliminals, which is just a audio that you listen to and don't really hear. You're bypassing your conscious mind and it's just going straight to your subconscious. I guess you can call these methods too, but we have rampages and affirmation tapes in general, which are also audio files. The affirmations are just saying affirmations. I am tall. I have blue eyes. My hair is brown. My hair is dark blonde. Whatever it is that you want. I have a lot of money. I am financially free. My SB is obsessed with me. I attract a lot of high quality men, a lot of high quality women, a lot of high quality people in my life. That's just a affirmation tape, right? Usually on a specific subject. And then we have rampages, which is really going into a story. You pick a subject and you're going like, of course my SB loves me. He cannot stop thinking about me. I am his world, his queen. He is mesmerized by me. He cannot stop thinking about me. He's always thinking about me. I'm always on his mind. How can I not be always on his mind? Because I am amazing and he sees that, that is a rampage. And I do have a few on my account if you're interested in those. I have a lot of subliminals, especially for robotic affirmations. And I know that it's not in the description because when I started uploading them, I didn't combine it in this way, but I changed the way that I used my robotic affirmation subliminals. I listen to them and I keep saying my affirmation. So I use it both. I'm listening to it, it's coming in subconsciously, but I'm also repeating it. I just think that works so much faster. You don't have to, you can just listen to it while doing something else. But I usually listen to affirmation tapes while I'm doing something else. But it depends, because if you need to concentrate, a subliminal might be better because it's not something that you're actively concentrating on. In the beginning, while you're doing this, there might be a lot of negative thoughts buried into your subconscious mind, into that autopilot function. And by replacing those negative thoughts and pushing them aside, you're making room for the positive affirmations, like I explained with the boulder. But to use the language example once more, just to circle back to what I was trying to say in the beginning, because I went on a tangent here. If you were to stop using a language, even your native language, completely stop. From one day to the next, you're just not using it anymore. Eventually, you will start to forget it, get rusty. This happens to people for real that move away when they're younger. They'll start to forget it if they don't use it. And maybe they will remember some words. Maybe there's this vague inkling. But if they ever want to use that language again, they have to actually put in the effort and try. And why would you do that? If you ever, with your native language, sure. But if we are using negative thoughts as your native language here, the second you are accustomed to the positive affirmations, the positive way of thinking, you're not going back. You're just letting it get rusty and erode away. And it might take a while to forget your native tongue, aka your negative thoughts. But the more you expose your brain to your new language, aka your positive beliefs, the easier and easier and easier it's going to get to speak that language. And the faster that it will latch on to your subconscious, to your autopilot, and become your main functioning device. By assuming that it's already the way that you want it to be, by repeating that, you're actually creating that scenario for yourself. And to conclude this, to circle back to the law of attraction, the law of attraction believes that God or a higher power, the universe, your higher self, whatever it is, not even your higher self usually, more like God or the universe, is in control. And that you are basically praying, like, please give me this thing. I'm sending you positive vibes. I'm doing the right things. I am being nice to people. I am letting things slide. I'm not letting things get to me. So please give me what I'm asking for. And the universe will listen, God will listen, and it will do anything for you. It will open up roads. However, the law of assumption states that you are in control. You are the one that's making it happen. And of course, that doesn't mean that you cannot believe in God or the universe. And I'm also not saying that the universe or God or whatever you believe in isn't helpful. But the universe or God cannot tell you that you're not getting this, because you are in control when it comes to the law of assumption. You are saying, this is mine, this is what I want, and this is what I'm getting. And the universe responds. It's going to be like, okay, sure, you want this, I'm giving you this. You don't have to beg the universe. You just have to state it. You have to keep stating it. I wanted to say believe it, but even if you don't believe it, just keep stating it. And your universe will listen, God will listen. You'll get anything you want. And as I always like to say, this is your reality. This is your reality. And I mean that. This is your reality. You are in control. You get to decide what you want to experience in your life. You get to decide how it looks, what it looks like, what you get to do, what you get to experience. When it comes to techniques, it is also very important to notice that they are tools to be used. Whatever technique you choose to use is up to you. You can use multiple, you can use none. But one way or another, you are going to be affirming. You need to start assuming that you have what you want. You have the SB. And they are obsessed with you. He, she, they, doesn't matter. They love you. Obsessed with you. You are on the pedestal. You are financially free. You are very talented. You get everything you want. You manifest easily. Everything always works out for you. Everything is always easy. These kind of conversations you need to start having with yourself. Like I said before, umbrella affirmations are also very useful. I do recommend them, especially in the beginning. I do really recommend them because they cover a broad range of positive affirmations. If you say you're financially free, you're saying that you can pay your bills, you're saying that you have than enough to spend, you're saying that you're basically living your dream life when it comes to finances. All that with one affirmation. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, and it helps especially in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you're going to be excited and you want a lot of things, which is why people switch so much, because they want everything. Use an umbrella affirmation. That's why people use things like, isn't it wonderful? I personally get bored with that one. That's why I don't use it. I do want to focus more on one subject at a time, which is what I'm doing now. But I could have been using Isn't It Wonderful, and I probably would have gotten a lot of things. One of the tips that I have is also to start with something like, I'm good at manifesting, or I manifest anything I want within 24 hours, within 3 days, within a week, whatever feels comfortable for you. And once again, I understand if that's boring because you want a specific desire. I'm totally like that, so I'm not going to blame you if you don't do that. I did not focus on, oh, I'm good at manifesting, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I am good at manifesting, but I didn't make it an affirmation. And maybe I could saturate that even more for myself and make it even faster for myself. I could totally do that. It's on me that I don't. And I'm aware of this and I'm okay with this. And I might actually do this at some point. I guess I was just too excited about some of the other affirmations, some of the other things that I wanted to manifest in my life. So I focused on that first. And that's okay. You don't have to let anyone tell you what you need to do first. I only give you tips and you choose. It's your life, it's your reality. Anyway, I'm gonna edit this down a little. I don't know how much, but I've been talking for 45 minutes. I wanted to make this a 10-minute video, so that's where we are. I went on to like 3 tangents. So that was it for this video. I know that this helped you immensely. I'm going to have a manifestation 102 sometime in the future. I don't know yet when I'm going to make it. I never know what happens in my schedule because I have so many ideas. There's so many things that I'm doing. Anyway, whatever. Before I go into another tangent, this was it for the video. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate you so very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.